Hi friends, welcome back. This is Lauren with Spoonful of Jelly, and this is the very last week of the Every Bit Counts Challenge. So this week we are going to get a lot of things going down in a canner because they're sitting around in the house. We need to get things moving, and a lot of it is because more produce is going to come into the garden in September, and I need to handle those as soon as they come in. So small little projects that we've been tinkering with all of August, now the big things are starting to come in. Some items we get to put up on a shelf and let it hang out for a little bit, and then others we got to take care of right away. So sit back and grab your pen and paper, get some ideas. If you guys are preserving the same exact vegetable or fruit that we are, drop your ideas below. I would love to see exactly what you guys are going to do with that or have done with that this summer so that I have some more ideas in the coming future. And September is just around the corner. It's in a couple of days. So we know that all those delicious fall fruits are coming in. So have no fear, guys. I still will be canning. I still will be sharing. But let's get into this week. Hello, friends, and welcome back. This is one of the last farmers market runs for August 2024. And I want to go ahead and show you guys what we picked up. We did sort of like a double haul. Normally I go with $20, and this time we came with 40. And I'll explain what some of the items are and what we plan to do with them. Go.
So these are eggs. We got these eggs from the market. And we got another pack of eggs.
You don't have to pick them up.
And also we got a watermelon.
Yes, we ended up with a canary melon, and they gave it to us for free. If you guys check out previous hauls, you'll note that our farmer loves us and we love him, and we've been going every year, so we get free items, and this was a free one.
Also, these are cucumbers, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
These cucumbers are going to get turned into dill pickles this week. We do have a Boston cucumber plant. I believe it's 4 in the garden. And for some reason, I cannot catch them from yellowing. I think we got 1 cucumber off that vine that had not yellowed. And they're not growing oblong. They're swelling into a round shape. So we're going to turn all that into a family recipe, pickled relish. And these cucumbers are going to turn into dill pickles.
And these we are going to take off the
husk,
and I have to show you what.
No, we're not going to dehusk it now. But we have 5 ears of corn, and this along 5 ears of corn, and that along with something else will make a dish. I'll show you guys soon. And then we picked up some peaches. We will grab more peaches probably next weekend, hopefully if he has any. But these we're going to turn into peach pie mix this week. So our farmer was done with carrots, and we have a big order of carrots that we plan on putting through with Azure. We buy it every single year. I believe it's 15 or 20 pounds of carrots, and I can those. But there is a special treat that we do each year, and they're called soup bags. So I wanted to grab some carrots so I can show you guys exactly how we make that. And when I picked that up, that was the farmer stand next to the guy we normally go to. We do go to this farmer a couple of times in the summer, but not as much as the one we go to normally. We go to him every single week, and we spend tons of money. So that first chunk from the eggs, oh, we skipped something, hold on. And that what we skipped was a bunch of green beans.
We brought these green beans from the garden.
No, the ones from the garden we've been freezing. These are going to get canned up, and I believe it's about 4 or 5 pounds in there. And so this came to $40. Perfect, guys. Perfect. Okay, so let's swing over here to the next bundle about the carrots. So these 3 large carrots jalapeno, head of garlic, 2 bell peppers, and onions. So just like the eggs, these onions are gonna go into and never mind my son's cup of tea, but the onions are gonna go for meals this week. The jalapeno and the garlic are going to be canned hopefully this week into salsa from the tomatoes in the garden. And these carrots along with the corn, that's what I plan on going down today. And along with some of the onions we pulled out the garden. And this bell peppers hopefully will join the cucumber relish since we have no bell peppers growing this year. This was not a good year.
Or cucumber.
My son said it's a sad year for the cucumbers. Yes, our garden did not do that well this year. We need some light. There we go. So we have a couple projects we're trying to get going down in the kitchen. First, I need to get out my dress and get my apron on so that I can show you guys exactly what in the world is soup bags and how that has transformed over the last 10 years of us preserving winter for the winter. So be right back. Okay, so what in the world is a soup bag? Back in the early 2010 range when my husband and I were engaged and we were planning weddings and we were shopping a lot at the farmer's market, I ended up with way too much produce than we can eat that week. And one thing I knew was we love to eat soup when it's freezing cold in Chicago. So I decided to start saving these items in freezer bags. That will include chopped up carrots, chopped up onions, chopped up green beans, you name it. And I threw them in the freezer. And then when it was time to have soup, I grabbed all these bags out the freezer, dumped them in the pot. So one year I got smart and I realized all these different produces were available various times throughout the summer. Hence why we call it a soup bag, because I threw everything in that bag now and started adding to the bag throughout the summer so that that bag was complete for soup. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that means, and then we will jump right into canning these items. So of course we're going to have carrots, onion, garlic, 2 of the 3 ears of corn, and green beans. These are the green beans we grew at our garden, so I'm probably going to start with those and then add in some more green beans that I purchased today. And then also over here I have some carrots sitting in cold water in the fridge, and those were from our garden. So I think I have like one lone little carrot stuck in the garden that will get out probably this week. But yes, there we go. We're going to get all this stuff chopped up and then I'll bring you back. All right, so I got everything blanched and drained. Green beans cut up, carrots cut up, the corn off the cob, onions, and garlic. And then I have the seasoning that I'll add, like a teaspoon at the end. Vegetable herb dip from Azure. It has all kind of flavoring in it. And so I'll give it sort of like a vegetable herby flavoring. And I have my jars washed, hot soapy water, rinsed, and they are draining. Big old canner. It is not on right now because I'm not pouring hot water in these jars. But let's go ahead and get a little bit of each. Just for reference, I'm doing a teaspoon of garlic. I don't know, maybe a 1/4 cup of onion. This is a 1/3 cup corn. And that's a 1/2 cup measurement that I'll do of the carrots and the green beans.
You can use any measurement that you want. You can actually use any ingredients that you want. What kind of soups does your family love? This particular selection, I was thinking of chicken pot pie or beef stew, where I can drain the liquid off of this, create a gravy from it, and add it to any beef. That'll make a nice beef stew. I can drain the liquid, thicken it up, and add in to chicken for pot pies. But any kind of vegetables can go in a jar. I had leftover green beans. I decided to go ahead and put those into pint jars. We'll use this as a side dish for a meal like roasted chicken or such. The bubble put lids on and then went right in the canner with the soup. Each of these quart jars will go alongside a meal, so I might need one or two of them depending on how many leftovers I'm looking for and if I'm adding other veggies.
During the challenge all month long, I knew that things will get out of whack and time will get crazy. But one thing I knew that I definitely had to take advantage of was that big, beautiful basil plant. I have two in the garden and one in a pot, and they have done beautifully all year. So I made sure that every single week I did make some pesto. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the pesto that is going into the freezer. My mother has some at her home, but this is what is at my house right now. So this is my little tower of pesto. So I just finished making this one. And this is the last week of August. That's why it's bright green. These other four were made each week throughout the month. I believe one of these I made in July, and then the other three were made throughout August. Old lids go on here, so these lids get reused or rewritten over. Walnut pesto. This is another one of my right walnut pesto, and I'll pop all 5 of these back into the freezer. So the benefit of pesto for us, for those who are new around here, my husband cannot consume tomatoes. He shouldn't consume tomatoes. He has an allergy known as a nightshade allergy, and so pesto is a wonderful way for him to have something as simple as lasagna or spaghetti. So oftentimes I'll whip up a batch of spaghetti sauce for my son and then I'll separate any proteins out and put pesto in for him. If I make a lasagna, I will add pesto in the lasagna. Sometimes I'll make a cream sauce and add this whole entire jar to the pesto. Add this jar of pesto to cream sauce so that I can make a very large lasagna. That along with turkey, I've done pork, I've done ground chicken. It makes a delicious lasagna. And then the typical tomato based one, my son and I are the only ones that can eat it. So pesto is huge in this family. It's something that we have to make a lot of. We're not done with our plants. They will keep growing. And so my goal is probably to make another 3 to 4 half pint jars, or I'll finish these. I have 2 more of these 8-ounce jars. So that will be the goal for September, October, and even going into November. We have wonderful weather here with a very late first frost around the mid of November. So I do want to show this. This is not saving for the future. This is consumption of now. I use this small little blender cup to make the pesto, and as you can tell, it's remnants in the cup as well as the blade. So I'm going to turn around. Oh, it's spilling, sorry. I'm going to turn around and make a mayo with this. Very simple, very easy, and it gives us basically pesto mayo for sandwiches or even pasta salad. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going now because we have to start the school for the day, and lunch will be ready. Matter of fact, lunch will be ready before breakfast. So I got things to do.
Another day and another dollar saved. We are hitting into pickles. So I specifically raised or grew Boston pickling plants for pickling, and they did horribly this year. So next year we're going back to original, but I am getting some sliced up pickles iced. My grandmother taught me that trick. And you keep them under ice until you put them in a jar, which has a clove of garlic and some fresh dill at the bottom. And then you just pull them right out the ice water and place them into your jars. The jars are not hot. And the liquid that we'll add, the brine that we'll add, is not boiling hot. It's warm, but not boiling hot. We love to have chips or burger pickles, as my son likes to call them. That's why we have some in rounds, and then spears, what we use as like a side dish for anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and ladle in a very simple brine. I believe it's 6 cups water to 4 cups of vinegar and 6 tablespoons of canning salt or any kind of salt. I always add another sprig of dill right on top. Helps with the top flavoring of those jars. Debubble the bubble. We're going to wipe them down, put some lids on these, and you can water bath pickles as long as it has a salt brine to them. There we go, 6 jars for the year. So, do you guys can late at night? This is day 31st. It is very dark outside. Matter of fact, my son's in the bed and I'm tired, but I need to get these peaches taken care of, or they're going to end up in a bunch of smoothies and not into jars for the future. So we came home with, I think, about 10 to 12 peaches, and I have barely 7 left. So go ahead and cut the skins off and the pits, and they're going right into a pot. I'm going to slice them and place them into this metal jar. Metal bowl, so that they can get prepared for the jars. We are going to make what I call like peach pie mix. Basically, these peaches are just about ready to make a pie or cobbler or breakfast Pop-Tarts, a strudel of some sort. Those pits and skins are not going to waste, guys. They're going right into a pot, which we will simmer to get the juice and flavor out of them and make a jelly probably tomorrow. So once all the peaches are down into this bowl, I gave it a tablespoon or 2 of sugar, and I'm scraping the innards of a vanilla pod inside. That just gives them a general flavor. That way I don't have to add cinnamon to them. I had about 2 quarts worth of peaches, and I'm getting those into the jars now. I try my best not to eat them all, but give them some filtered water right up to 1 inch from the top and water bath them.
All right, so that is how much we got done in 7 days, pretty much, from Sunday to Saturday. Whew, I'm tired, and I still have a couple more things that needs to be done. So I'm going to sit back on this long weekend, enjoy some pickles, and have some burgers on the grill. Because what goes better with a nice barbecue burger than a crunchy pickle, right? So I hope you guys come along, because September is apples and pears, and we love to preserve those in a couple different ways. So please come along so that you can see exactly what we're doing, and hit that like and subscribe button so that you do not miss a thing, because we do something with apples that probably some people don't know to do. I hope to see you guys soon. Take care and be safe. Bye, guys.